Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Independent Voice, and I am Mame. Welcome and welcome back. I'm coming back to you again from Ethiopia. As I promised yesterday in my previous video, I am here to give you an update as an eyewitness of the most historical event unfolding in the history of Ethiopia. I have become an eyewitness. It is evident that a lot of work has gone into it. About 4,000 participants were gathered today to inaugurate, to launch, to start this national dialogue. Today was the day. And I was there to witness it. I have become a participant, and for that I'm once again grateful. It was heartwarming, fulfilling to watch it unfold, just immersed in a journey of emotions. What an incredible day. What an amazing launch to this 4 years long hard work. Uphill battle, challenges, so many different things. I can only imagine what the commission has gone through to get it to this point, and I can only imagine how they must be feeling today because this whole event was so successful. It went on without a hitch. It was absolutely invigorating. The emotional height was unbelievable. The speakers, the message, once again, a message of peace, message of hope, being genuine, committing to peace, considering the bigger picture, keeping in mind the main purpose of this national dialogue is not a personal one, but it is a national one. It's about a country and it's not about a personal agenda or anything else for that matter. I don't know if I can express my excitement enough or my gratitude well enough being there, watching it unfold, participating, sharing the emotions was beautiful. It's a huge beginning. It's a milestone. It is a beginning of something, but it is a milestone already because it is one of a kind of its nature. Ethiopia has stepped a foot into the sea of dialogue, fully confident that the sea will part, fully confident that the miracle will be there, hopeful, energized, committed. Not to say there aren't going to be challenges, but I guarantee you from what I felt and what I have witnessed, the coming together, the energy, the commitment, I don't think there is anything big enough to swallow it. I don't think there is big enough to extinguish the fire that is set today. The poems will just pull your heart, the place, the messaging. Yeah, they were very powerful, meaningful. They were not entertainment, they were messaging. They were talking about not being focused on one's agenda, one's interest for a change and bring forth or keep the focus on the nation's interest. I can't get into the details. I'm not going to discuss the agendas, any of that. That is for the commission to decide how they want to handle the news of it and how it is shared with the public because I do not want to take part in jeopardizing the integrity of it. But what I can tell you is the progress is amazing. It is hopeful. It has potential. It sets fire in your heart. As an individual who've gone through and seen the history of the country, to actually witness such dedication and commitment, yeah, it is not just one of a kind, it's cutting edge. Let me tell you, as I was sitting there and thinking about how wonderful, how amazing, what an honor and an opportunity it is to participate in something like this that brings historical change to a nation, to a country. I was thinking about Ethiopia is engaged. This is the motto. This is everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, from the artists, from the skits, from the songs and the poems, everything. The message is one. Ethiopia has engaged. Ethiopia is engaged in a dialogue. The people are coming together. They are coming together. And they know that they have been empowered to do so. So I was thinking about the rest of the world ought to follow suit and come together and engage in a dialogue. I couldn't help but think about where I came from and some of the things that we have witnessed in the country and in the nation that we live in. Be it South Africa, be it the USA, be it Europe, the world needs to come together and hold a national dialogue to acknowledge, reconcile, repair, and move on with a lasting peace. Is everybody going to be on the same page? Is everybody going to agree? No. Probably no. Probably not. But it's a beginning. It is a beginning. Somebody, I'm telling you, I am calling this out. What I have witnessed and what this country is getting ready to launch is worth following suit. You know, Africa has been the continent that the rest of the world considered and continue to consider as a third world country, underdeveloped. But let me tell you, Ethiopia is leading the way. Ethiopia is leading the way, and Africa is following suit. The rest of Africa is following suit. There were some African leaders at this event today. The rest of the world, the rest of Africa is watching. I truly believe the world needs to do the same thing, not just Ethiopia, not just Africa. The rest of the world really needs to look into this and come together and engage in a dialogue for peace. Ethiopia is not the only country. Africa is not the only country who is in need of a national dialogue. I will venture to say the US, Europe, everywhere else in the world, all nations. It is high time that the world comes together with its own nation and engage in dialogue. So it's been quite hectic. It's been quite exciting. It was high emotions. Um, yeah, we were brought to tears a few times today. It was yeah. There were so many things that was said that kind of tags at your heart. It's beyond being wishful. It's beyond being hopeful. We heard a lot about this being an opportunity. And if this opportunity is missed, then it is honestly a missed opportunity. And it sounds like, and it feels like, and I can observe, and I can see, and I can feel it in my heart that the people are ready to commit. This is an opportunity that no one is willing to miss out on. This is an opportunity to write history over again. Not change, but make it better. Write history. The Prime Minister gave some pretty strong words, as always, and pretty strong examples. One that should be remembered throughout the process. Here is the pen, here is the pad. Obviously, he used more of a cultural thing. Without a pen, you couldn't write. Without a pad, you have nothing to write on. Here is the pen, and here is the pad. It's been given, this opportunity is being presented. It is time to write history. But he also gave another example to say, if a bee is not committed, and the bee is not in the beehive, there's not going to be honey. If the bee continues to just go all over the place and not bring anything into the beehive, there isn't going to be making of anything, let alone honey. The bee needs to be committed, remain in the beehive. So the commitment and the message is remain committed. Focus. This requires an honest engagement. This requires integrity. It comes with responsibility. This isn't about, I'm going to be the loudest for the people that I think ought to be loud. This isn't about shouting about one's interest. This is about coming together and choosing peace and talking about what works best for the people from bottom up. Not the government going out there and saying, this is how it's going to go down. This is the work that starts from the bottom up. This is going to be something that the remaining history of Ethiopia can be based off of, because it's about the people and it's from the people and it is for the people. I was reminded of a video I created a while back based off of a book. It's our turn to eat. That is not going to work moving forward. That is not going to be a concept that brings peace and reconciliation. It is an opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity. And it is, and it should be handled with care. It should be looked at as an opportunity that cannot be missed, jeopardized. It is such an honor and opportunity to participate in something like this. And I hope and I pray that everyone that is participating in this national dialogue will take it to heart, take it seriously, and not turn it into about some personal agenda. And from what I can see, the outcome is going to be wonderful. Yes, there's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of work. Things are going to be said, discussions are going to be had, decisions will be made. It has to be implemented. It has to be allowed to mature. It has to go through a process. It has to go through a season. From the day that the commission was commissioned to today, it took 4 years. I can only imagine how long it will take to fully see it come to fruition. So no, I'm not going to run around in a month or 2 and 3 and say, well, what happened? Oh, look at here, look at here. They said this and they said that, and none of it is happening. I'm just telling you, it is a step forward. It is a foot into the sea, and together with clean conscience, willing heart, open mind, and a dialogue, the sea will part. Faith and prayer together. It was wonderful to see the faith leaders were there in opening the ceremony in prayer. It was mesmerizing to be there. I'm hopeful again. There is a lot of work to be done, and I think the commission is more than capable of achieving it. The country is more than ready to do it. The nation is more than willing and ready to do what is before it. The future looks good. It was wonderful to hear from some of the leaders addressing Ethiopia as the leader for not just the country, but for Africa. And not just for Africa, but also for the world. Good for Ethiopia, an amazing historical achievement for Ethiopia. But I think the rest of the world can take a note. The rest of the world should pay attention. National dialogue is not just for Ethiopia. National dialogue needs to happen anywhere and everywhere in this world of ours, because we all know where we're at. We are in the brink of breaking. Breaking news isn't going to bring reconciliation. We're going to continue to break news. Every country, if you ask me, ought to do the same thing. We cannot find a single nation that is not having such hard time seeing eye to eye with among its own people because of differences, because of politics, because of war, because of economic hardship, you name it. I witnessed the stride Ethiopia is making. Hats off to those who stuck it out. Hats off to those who paid the ultimate price. Hats off to those that said, I'll do it again and again. I know we've heard it. I can read between lines. It was not an easy journey, but they stuck it out. They're there. And I want to say heartfelt thank you to everyone that contributed in any way to make this day a day to remember, an absolute day to remember. I just want to tell you from an eyewitness, I've been there, I've seen it all. Kudos to Ethiopia. Kudos to those who committed. Kudos to those who said yes, regardless of what fire that was lit under them. Let me just tell you this and I'll wrap this up. Some of the messages were pretty strong. Some of the messages were, you know, if you know. And then a very young lady got up there and read a poem. And it was very powerful. In her own poem, in her own way, she told the whole nation that you cannot build country by building fire. Because the way her poem translated says, if fire could have built anything at all, Ethiopia would have been built by now. Mm. What a message. What a message. We're ready. We are ready to listen. Not to just be the one to want to be heard, not just to be the loudest, not just to dump everything and not have an ear. What we're hoping and what we're seeing and what the messaging is, have a dialogue. It's not about you. It ain't about you. It's not about a given person, a given group, a given political party, a given none of that. It is about Ethiopia, and that is what brought us all the way here. It's about the country. It's about its national interest. It's about integrity. It's about maintaining historical facts. It is about thinking of the next generation. They gave us a very good message today in a way of a play. Yeah. They literally told us that the country is looking up to those people who are there to be their voices too. Mhm. And randomly here and there, we hear people say, we're hoping that you guys will do a good job, that you will represent. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that nobody's here to further their own agenda, but we are here to put the agenda of the nation first. The agenda has been set. That's why it took 4 years. Now we have the agendas. We're going to go into the weeds and go into the discussions and have the dialogue. And I'm pretty sure by the end, it is going to be an incredible outcome to witness. I hope to God that we'll get there and we'll get there with the same energy, with the same excitement, and not shy from the challenges that could possibly come. Our challenges, I'm pretty sure, will not be the same as the challenges the commission faced. Our challenges may not be or cannot be equated to those that have paid with their lives. Those are the things that I keep thinking about. Whatever comes right now, it's not really compared to what other people have paid for us to engage in this and for the country to be at this stage. I can't compare it. I cannot compare it. So that said, I'm going to come back again, hopefully with a bit more information or a reflection. I might even bring some other people to share their experiences and share their thoughts. But for now, this is where I am going to say until next time. I do need to go and do some more work. Um, if you haven't, thank you for being here, by the way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And I do appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to Independent Voice just yet, go ahead and press that button and subscribe so that when I upload these exciting news, exciting informations, exciting reflections, whatever I have to share, if the message gets to your heart and gets you to think and brings you hope and brings you optimism and see that I try to maintain integrity, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You won't regret it, I promise you. Until next time, until next time, remember, use your voice to make a difference and to not silence others. God bless you. This is Independent Voice, and I am Mame. Until next time.